false temporary glorification of this cosmic manifestation. Descriptions of the Lord are the right medicine for the conditioned soul, undergoing repeated birth and death. Therefore, who will cease hearing such glorification of the Lord except a butcher or one who's killing his own self? Purpose. In India, it is the practice among the general populace to hear about Krishna either from Bhagavad Gita or from Srimad Bhagavatam in order to gain relief from the disease of repeated birth and death. Although India is now fallen, when there is a message that someone will speak about Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam, thousands of people still gather to hear. This verse indicates, however, that such recitation of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam must be done by persons completely freed from material desire, Nivritta Tarshai. Everyone within this material world, beginning from Brahma down to the insignificant ant, is full of material desires for sense enjoyment, and everyone is busy in sense gratification. But when thus engaged, one cannot fully understand the value of Krishna Katha, either in the form of Bhagavad Gita or in the Srimad Bhagavatam. If we hear the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead from liberated persons, this hearing will certainly free us from the bondage of material activities. But hearing Srimad Bhagavatam spoken by professional reciter cannot actually help us achieve liberation. Krishna Katha is very simple. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as he himself explains. Mattaparataram nanyat kinchidasti nananjaya. O Arjuna, there is no true superior to me. Simply by understanding this fact that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one can become a liberated person. But especially in this age, because people are interested in hearing Bhagavad Gita from unscrupulous persons who depart from the simple presentation of Bhagavad Gita and distort it from for their personal satisfaction, they fail to derive the real benefit. There are big scholars, politicians, philosophers, and scientists who speak on Bhagavad Gita in their own polluted way, and people in general hear from them, being uninterested in hearing the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead from a devotee. A devotee is one who has no other motive for reciting Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam than to serve the Lord. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has therefore advised us to hear the glories of the Lord from realized person, Bhagavat Parodiya Bhagavatastane. Unless one is personally a realized soul in the science of Krishna consciousness, any of us should not approach him to hear about the Lord. For this is strictly forbidden by Srila Sanatana Goswami, who quotes from the Padma Purana. Avaishnava Mukodgirnam Putam Hari Katamritam Shravanam Naiva Kartavyam Sarpochistam Yatapayaha. One should avoid hearing from a person not situated in Vaishnava behavior. Vaishnava is Nivritta Krishna. That is, he has no material purpose, for his only purpose is to preach Krishna consciousness. So-called scholars, philosophers, and politicians exploit the importance of Bhagavad Gita by distorting its meaning for their own purposes. Therefore, this verse warns that Krishna Katha should be recited by a person who is Nivritta Krishna. Shukadev Goswami epitomizes the proper reciter for Srimad Bhagavatam, and Maharaj Parikshit, who purposely left his kingdom and family prior to meeting death, epitomizes the person fit to hear it. A qualified reciter of Srimad Bhagavatam gives the right medicine, Bhavaushadhi, for the conditioned souls. The Krishna conscious movement is therefore trying to train qualified preachers to recite Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita throughout the entire world, so that people in general, in all parts of the world, may take advantage of this movement and thus be relieved of the threefold miseries of material existence. The instructions of Bhagavad Gita and the descriptions of Srimad Bhagavatam are so pleasing that almost anyone suffering from the threefold miseries of material existence would desire to hear the glories of the Lord from these books and thus benefit on the path of liberation. Two classes of men, however, will never be interested in hearing the message of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Those who are determined to commit suicide and those determined to kill cows and other animals for the satisfaction of their own tongues. Although such person may make a show of reading Srimad Bhagavatam at the Bhagavad Saptaha, there is but another creation of the karmis who cannot derive any benefit from such a performance. The word Pashugnat is important in this connection. Pashugna means butcher. Persons fond of performing ritualistic ceremony for elevation to the higher planetary system must offer sacrifices, yagyas, by killing animals. Lord Buddhadev therefore rejected the authority of the Vedas because his mission was to stop animal sacrifices, which are recommended in Vedic ritualistic ceremony. Ninda Shiyagya Videraha Shilpijatam Sadaya Vidaya Darshita Pashugatam Keshavadrita Buddha Sharira Jai Jagadisha Hare Gita Govinda. Even though animal sacrifices are sanctified in Vedic ceremonies, men who kill animals for such ceremonies are considered butchers. Butchers cannot be interested in Krishna consciousness, for they are already materially allured. Their only interest lies in developing comfort for the temporary body. Bhoga Ishvarya Prasaktanam Taya Pahrita Chetasam Vyavasayatmika Buddhi Samadho Na Vidiyate. In the minds of those who are too attached to sense enjoyment and material opulence, and who are bewildered by such things, the resolute determination of devotional service to the Supreme Lord does not take place. Bhagavad Gita 2:44. So I will stop here, make some comments with what so far we read, and then continue finishing the third part. Om Agyati Mirandasya Niranjana Sarakaya Chaksharu Militam Tasmai Shri Namaha. I was born darkest of ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my humble respectful obeisance and to Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I will say, make it closer, so they can hear me better like this. They can hear me no better this way. Hare Krishna. All right. So the verse is very clearly explaining that for those who want to be free from birth and death, which means we've been through this so many times, we have forgotten that how many times we have to be born and die and again born. Repeated cycle, samsara, birth and death. So human being have intelligence given by God to understand this serious problem, and the mission of human life is to get eternal blissful life in the service of the Lord. So, and in order to achieve that, it is recommended to hear Krishna Katha, Harikatha. Harikatha is the means to deliver the souls from this material entanglement. Because the Lord is always liberated. And those who want to serve Him, be with Him, they also become liberated from this material existence. So there is, but those who are interested only in material life, material enjoyment only, then they are doomed, because there is no hope for them to get out of this material. They don't want to get out either. So here it said that two type of peace people will not be interested in hearing this glorification of the Lord. The butcher and the one who's killing his own self. Not necessarily killing himself means to commit suicide, but this is spiritual suicide. But not understanding that he's a soul, he's part of Krishna. His life is meant to get eternal life, spiritual service, loving service to the Lord, not knowing that, not interested in that. Then they're like killing themselves. Like Lord Jesus Christ said, what a man can gain if he have the whole world for himself, but lose his own soul. He may have billions of dollars, many properties. He die, he can't take anything with him. He's only here for a few years. But they get enamored by this opulence and power. And what is gonna do to them? They will leave it for their children. They will inherit everything. Without doing anything, they will get everything. Of course, that's good material karma, but if they use it for Krishna service, it's okay. In our movement, there are also very rich devotees like Ambarish Prabhu. He helped building a temple in Mayapur. So Prabhupada told him, your service is to sign the checks. Every time they get property, call him, sign. Put 60. Anyway, so once a great sage arrived in town, and he met different people. First, he met a butcher killing animals. He told him, Majiva Mamara, don't live, don't die. Because you live, you are doing horrible activities, killing animals. And if you die, you will go ahead. So don't live, don't die. He met a prince. A prince is enjoying life. He has beautiful girls, wine, everything he wants. So he told him, Jivava Mamara, only live, don't die. You enjoy it now. If you die, you are gonna pay your karma for all the things you are doing. So only live. And then he met a brahmachari doing tapasya, austerities. And they told him, Mamara, you just die. You die, you will go liberation. You finish your suffering. So, but then he met a sadhu, Vaishnava. He told him, Majiva Mamara, either you die or live is the same for you. Because you're living, doing devotional service, feeling the bliss of relationship, loving relationship with the Lord. If you die, you also continue. So no difference for you. So it's nice, Prabhupada speaking that those interested in going the heavenly planets and material enjoyment, they sometimes they go to the section of the Vedas called what is it called? Karma. Section of the Vedas is that is for material benefit only.
Karmakanda.
Karmakanda, thank you. So, and there is description to do on animal sacrifice, this, that. I mean to say, even Indra did horse sacrifice, even go yagya also, cow sacrifice. But this is for previous age, for Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga. In Kali Yuga, it is prohibited animal sacrifice because in previous ages, the Brahmanas, they had the power to bring the animal back to life by mantra. By powerful mantra, they will bring back to life, younger, healthier. They will sacrifice old animal, sick animal, and they bring in healthy. So, since it is not possible in Kali Yuga, there are no such Brahmana who can perform such sacrifice. Yet they used to light the yagya with mantra. They don't need a stick to matches to light the. With mantra, the fire will come. So there is no such Brahmana nowadays like this. I've seen sometimes they put something in the fire and they wait 5 minutes, it comes out. But it's not magic. It's not by mantra, it's some trick. Some trick they do. Anyway, so, but Buddha, he came to stop animal sacrifice. Because although it is prohibited for Kali Yuga, people didn't care. Oh, it is in the Vedas. In the Karma Kanda section of the Vedas, it is said you can do animal sacrifice. No? They didn't care it is prohibited in Kali Yuga. So became killing animals. Became, not yajna, became just like a butcher killing animals. So that's why Lord Buddha, he rejected the Vedas. Superficially, they were excuse that this is in the Vedas. So it's okay, I don't care for the Vedas. Follow my instruction. Don't kill more animals. Of course, in that way, his philosophy became agnostic. We respect Lord Shiva as avatar of Vishnu, but we don't follow his teaching because his teachings are meant for atheists. No mention of God anywhere. There's mention of karma and reincarnation, but there is no mention of God. And philosophy, Buddha philosophy.
Yeah, it's a nirvana.
Yeah, nirvana means cessation of suffering. You achieve oneness, Yeah, like that. But no concept of service to God, loving service to God, no concept. So anyway, the thing is, after Buddha, India majority was following Buddha, So Maharaj Ashok, he was helping Buddha to establish this Dharma, Buddhistic Dharma. Of course, people get better morals, because he also preached some morality, things like that. But then Krishna, Lord Vishnu, asked Lord Shiva to establish again the Vedas. So Shiva came as avatar to this world as Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya was ordered by Lord Vishnu to preach impersonal philosophy, but introducing the authority of the Vedas again in an impersonal way, because most people were atheistic because of Buddha's influence. So it was necessary to go slowly, not to go in an impersonal way. So he introduced the authority of the Vedas, and all Buddhists went out of India. They went to China, Japan, all these countries, I mean to say, India have conquered all this country by culture, never by force, always by culture, by tradition. Anyway, but then Krishna sent Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya to defeat Shankaracharya. That's Krishna's plan, First stopped animal killing, then sent Shankaracharya to introduce Vedas again. Once the Vedas are established, then Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya came. With the same Veda, they defeated Shankaracharya philosophy. And they preach Vaishnavism all over India. So this is a story of Ramanujacharya. He wanted to hear a very powerful mantra from a guru. But here that this mantra, anybody who chant this mantra will get moksha. Vaikuntha, Vaikuntha, moksha. Vaishnava, they don't want impersonal moksha. They want Vaikuntha. No? Even pure devotee of Krishna, they don't want even Vaikuntha. They want, you want to serve Krishna and Vrindavan, not Vaikuntha. I'm not interested in Vaikuntha. They respect, of course, appreciate Vaikuntha, but they're more attracted to Krishna and Vrindavan. They want to develop love for Krishna, like Mother Yashoda, or Krishna's friend, or the gopis, like that. That's what they like most. So let's continue reading. If we hear the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead from liberated person, no, we already read that. Yes, we are on page 21. Srila Narottam Das Thakur says, Manushya Janama Paya Radha Krishna Navajiya Janiya Shuniya Vishakaini. Anyone who is not Krishna conscious and who therefore does not engage in the service of the Lord is also Pashugna, for he is willingly drinking poison. Such a person cannot be interested in Krishna Katha because he still has a desire for material sense gratification. He is not Nivritta Trishna. As it is said, Traivargikas te Purusha Vimukha Hari Medhasa. Those interested in Trivarga, that is, Dharma, Artha, and Kama, are religious for the sake of achieving a material position with which to gain better facilities for sense gratification. Such persons are killing themselves by willingly keeping themselves in the cycle of birth and death. They cannot be interested in Krishna consciousness. So in the Vedas, it is recommended for general people these goals. Artha, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. No? Dharma means be religious, be pious, follow the Vedic literature, how to, people know if I give charity, I will get more, no? Good karma. If I help poor people, I will get good karma. If I do good work, I will get good karma. So they want good karma. But for material purposes, better material facilities. So this is Dharma. Then Artha, economic development. And then Kama, satisfying desires. And then Moksha, liberation. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he brought the fifth goal. Prema Pumarto Maha. He said the highest goal for human being is to achieve Krishna Prema. Loving, devotional service to Krishna. So that the highest goal is Prema. No? Beyond Moksha is Prema. For Krishna Katha topics about Krishna consciousness, there must be a speaker and a hearer, both of whom can be interested in Krishna consciousness if they are no longer interested in material topics. One can actually see how this attitude automatically develops in persons who are Krishna conscious. Although devotees of Krishna conscious movement are quite young men, they no longer read materialistic newspapers, magazines, and so on, for they are no longer interested in such topics. Nivritta Tarshai. They completely give up the bodily understanding of life. For topics concerning Uttama Shloka, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the spiritual master speaks, and the disciple hears with attention. Unless both of them are free from material desires, they cannot be interested in topics of Krishna consciousness. The spiritual master and disciple do not need to understand anything more than Krishna, because simply by understanding Krishna and talking about Krishna, one becomes a perfectly learned person. Kasmin Bhagavo Vigyate Sarvamidam Vigyatam Bhavati. The Lord sits within everyone's heart, and by the grace of the Lord, the devotee receives instructions directly from the Lord himself, who says in Bhagavad Gita 15:15, Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto mattasmitirjnanamapohanam cha vedascha sarvairaham eva vedyo vedanta krit vedavid eva chaham. I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of Vedanta, and I am the knower of the Vedas. Krishna consciousness is so exalted that one who is perfectly situated in Krishna consciousness, under the direction of the spiritual master, is fully satisfied by reading Krishna Katha as found in Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and similar Vedic literature. Since merely talking about Krishna is so pleasing, we can simply imagine how pleasing it is to render service to Krishna. When discourses on Krishna Katha take place between a liberated spiritual master and his disciple, others also sometimes take advantage of hearing these topics and also benefit. These topics are the medicine to stop the repetition of birth and death. The cycle of birth and death, by which one takes on different bodies again and again, is called bhava or bhava roga. If anyone willingly or unwillingly hears Krishna Katha, his bhava roga, the disease of birth and death will certainly stop. Therefore, Krishna Katha is called Bhavaushadha, the remedy to stop the repetition of birth and death. Karmis or person attached to material sense enjoyment generally cannot give up their material desires. But Krishna Katha is such a potent medicine that if one is induced to hear Krishna Katha, he will certainly be freed from this disease. A practical example is Dhruva Maharaj, who at the end of his tapasya was fully satisfied. When the Lord wanted to give Dhruva Maharaj a benediction, Dhruva refused. Swamin kritartosmi varamya nayache. My dear Lord, he said, I am fully satisfied. I do not ask for any benediction for material sense gratification. We actually see that even young boys and girls in the Krishna conscious movement have given up their long practice of bad habits like illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication, and gambling, because Krishna consciousness is so potent that it gives them full satisfaction. They are no longer interested in material sense gratification. So, Dhruva Maharaj, at the beginning, he wanted to have a bigger kingdom than Lord Brahma, his grandfather. So, because he was insulted by his stepmother, because he wanted to sit in the lap of his father, the king, but his stepmother told him, no, you cannot sit on the lap of your father. You have to be born from my womb, then you can sit. So cruel, no? To a little boy. I mean, she's telling him, you have to die, then born again from my womb, then you can sit in the lap of your father. So cruel, no? So he was very hurt. So he went to his mother, Suniti. The Suruchi was the other stepmother, and Suniti was the mother. So he went to his mother. Mother, I'm very hurt by the words of, what should I do? Who can help me? And she said, well, I hear only Lord Vishnu can help everyone. He's the supreme shelter. And where can I find him? Oh, great sages go to the forest to meditate on him. If you meet some sages in the forest, they can advise you how to worship the Lord. He said, okay, right now I'm leaving. 5-year-old boy, going to the forest by himself. So Vishnu saw his determination. He sent Narad Muni. Narad Muni met him in the forest and told him, you're too young boy, you have to tolerate the insult of your stepmother. Go back, When you are grown up, you come, I will teach you how to meditate on the Lord. Now you are too young. And Dhruva said, no, I am not a Brahmana who can tolerate insult. my blood is boiling. I'm very angry. I can't stop it. I'm Kshatriya. So unless you give me some advice how to please the Lord, and get a bigger kingdom than my father, than my grandfather, Brahma. Oh, so seeing his determination, Narada Muni instructed him, okay, you do this. You chant the mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya and you do tapasya. You have to eat only fruit that falls from the tree. You can't pluck the fruit. You have to wait until they fall by themselves. And you drink water from the river. Of course, river that time were clean water. So that, and chant the mantra. So he was doing that, but then he increased the tapasya. He stopped taking fruit, only he will eat the leaves falling from the tree and the water. Then he stopped eating the leaf, only water. Then he stopped drinking water, only breathing. Then he stopped breathing. After 6 months, he stopped breathing. He went into samadhi, full concentration. So he was seeing the Lord in his heart. In upper planets, the devatas, they will have difficulty breathing. Because this boy stopped breathing, he created an irregularity in the universe. Normally, everybody has to breathe. But he stopped, so devatas were having difficulty to breathe. So they went to Lord Brahma, So they prayed to the Lord. The Lord appeared to Dhruva Maharaj. And when Dhruva Maharaj, he was with closed eyes, he chanted the mantra. When he opened his eyes, he saw the same form in the heart in front of him. He became full in ecstasy. So he fell at the lotus feet of the Lord, but he didn't know how to pray. He was a little boy. So the Lord touched his head with his conscience, touched his head. And when the Lord touched his head, he started singing beautiful praise of glorification of the Lord in Sanskrit language, beautiful glorification. And when the Lord offered him material benediction, okay, you ask me any material thing you want. And he was repentant, he said. Swami kritartosmim varam nayache. My Lord, just by seeing you, I'm fully satisfied. I was looking for broken glasses thrown in the street, but I got the most beautiful, most valuable jewel in the form of your Lordship. I repent my motives in worshiping you. I feel ashamed. But the Lord is so kind and merciful. He gave him Dhruvalok, which is the pole star. And this is Vaikuntha planet within the universe, because Paramatma, Shirodakshai Vishnu, he lives there in that planet. So when the whole universe is destroyed, this planet is not destroyed. Although this planet is inside the universe, that planet is not destroyed. It's a local Vaikuntha planet. So Dhruva went there. But of course, he first became king, grew up. Then, after many years, when death came to grab him, he stood on the head of the dead and climbed the Vaikuntha airplane that came to pick him up. With the Vishnu Dutta, they came to give him bride to Vaikuntha, to Pole Star. But he remembered his mother. Oh, my mother, I'm leaving here behind. But then he looked back, another Vaikuntha airplane was bringing his mother behind. But the mother didn't do any tapasya. So how she got this liberation? Because she gave instruction to him. Do this. And by following the instruction, he got liberated. She also gets liberated. The benefit of giving the instruction. And Prabhupada very humbly, he said in the purport, Bhagavatam, he said, I am very old, I can't do tapasya. But if my young disciple can do tapasya, then maybe they can take me to Vaikuntha. Prabhupada very humble. So, Bhagavatam should be recited by persons who have no ulterior motive, no material motives. Sometimes politicians, they may recite Bhagavad Gita, they quote Bhagavad Gita for their political campaign, this and that. They may use it for their own purposes, but that's not the proper way to recite this only to please Krishna, to serve Krishna, not for trying to get some material benefit from that. So the simple way, Prabhupada said that he was teaching his own disciples how to hear Krishna Katha, giving up sinful activity. No illicit sex, no intoxication, no gambling, no meat eating. Stop all this. Then you will get. If you follow this and hear Krishna Katha, chant the holy name, read the Shastra, take initiation, follow the principles, then your deliverance is assured. Prabhupada said, don't doubt it. But we have to increase our interest in hearing Krishna Katha. Prabhupada said we should not be interested in Gramya Katha, which mundane topics. People, they always in the news speaking about politicians, about sportsmen, about this artist, that other artist, this, that, all waste of time, So they said that, okay, devotee worship idols in the temple. But they have posters of their favorite artist and this and that. They are worshiping also. Well, conditioned soul, what is the benefit? Nothing, no benefit for them. If you worship Krishna, we get eternal benefit, spiritual benefit. Worship is pure devotees who have no material interest in life but to serve the Lord. We get so much with spiritual benefit. But people are ignorant, they don't know. So, but still they are being given opportunity. Okay, devotees, they try to help other people also to come to Krishna consciousness. So that's why the preaching movement is important, because it's to help others. That's why Prabhupada said, distribute the books. Devotee asked, why Prabhupada you emphasize to distribute a lot of books, a big amount? Prabhupada said, because people are suffering. Their only hope is somebody give them this book. If they read them, they will get real benefit in their life. So this mission, Krishna consciousness, to give relief to the people from their ignorance, from their suffering, because they don't know what is the goal of life. So they're suffering. They need help. And devotees should be compassionate, trying to see how, people are in a very precarious condition, not knowing what happened after death, now how to prepare for better life after death. They don't know about that. So, conclusion is that Krishna is sitting in the heart of everyone, and from here comes remembrance and knowledge and forgetfulness. So if we want to remember Krishna, he will put us in the association of the world. If we want to forget Krishna, he will give you only company of materialistic people, only, not interested in spiritual life. So according to our desire, Krishna give us different opportunities. And it was in Hawaii, I was giving class, and there was some controversial question that Krishna in the heart, he may help a thief to steal. And he tell the owner of the house, be careful of thieves. But the thief, he may get, okay. Some devotees are a little confused about this. So they asked me to explain. So I explained that of course Krishna tell the thief, don't steal, you will get bad karma, don't do it. No, I want to do it, I need the money, I have to. Okay. Then this man coming here, don't do it. The other man who stole from somebody, that from that man you can steal, because he has to pay the karma. But doesn't mean the thief is not, he has to pay karma also. And the other person deserved, because he also took money from other person, still the person doing has to pay karma for that. So very intricate, the law of karma. It's not easy to understand how it works. Once a devotee was guiding devotees in Vrindavan to visit holy places, So they went to take bath in the Yamuna. And the devotee asked them, they were inside the river taking bath. And the devotee asked them, what is the difference between taking bath in Ganga and Yamuna? The devotee said, well, Yamuna is 100 times more purified. That's what the Bhagavatam explained. The devotee said, yeah, that's true, but there is one more thing. When you take bath in the Ganga, you get free from the bad karma. But when you take bath in Yamuna, you get free from bad karma and also good karma. Some devotees start to walk out of there. Because actually good karma means you also have to be born again to enjoy the good karma. So no karma. Akarma is devotional service. No good or bad karma. Only transcendental resolve, loving service to the Lord. That's the purpose. All right. I don't know if anybody watching us have any comment or questions. Otherwise, we thank you very much for hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam class.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Dandavat Pranam.
Yeah.
Anand Vrindavan, yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Can you hear me, Maharaj? Hare Krishna.
Yeah, I can hear you very clearly, yes. Ananda Vrindavan.
Yeah, Maharaj. My question is,
yes.
Even after hearing so many instructions, right, and following the path of Krishna consciousness, why we struggle with controlling, these desires or sense gratification and material enjoyment? Why these things still come too hard? Is it because our sadhana is not perfect yet, or is it? I don't know. This is my personal question. I struggle with it.
Yeah.
So
very good question. Yes. Continue.
Yeah. So I mean, there will be times like now you are here. Everything seems to go well, and everything makes sense. And there will be time when we are impacted by the surroundings or situations in life, and we get into mode of passion. I won't say ignorance yet, but definitely mode of passion, wanting to be more successful, more famous, more rich. I don't know. Those feelings still come, and then I feel ashamed. I feel, why am I doing this? What happened? I can't behave like this. So, but I wish I can overcome those things someday. That's what my desire is.
That's very good desire.
Yeah.
The point is, we have to understand the process Krishna consciousness is a gradual purification from material attachment, material. It's not gonna be overnight you become pure devotee. It takes practice, it takes time, it takes knowledge, dedication. So one have to be patient, enthusiastic, and everyday endeavor with confidence. It can be achieved. We just have to keep trying. Don't lose heart because still material desire may be there.
Yeah.
The thing is that not to act upon them,
Yeah.
not to increase, try to diminish, not to increase, not act upon them. They may come to the mind, okay, but leave them alone. Don't pay too much attention to them. You know, it is not the best thing for you.
Yeah.
So that's the secret. In Kali Yuga, Krishna's mercy is for all conditioned soul, that there is no reaction for bad thoughts unless you do them. And there is a spiritual benefit just to have a spiritual thoughts.
Right.
So this is a special mercy of Krishna for Kali Yuga.
Yes.
And we should know that, and we should try, of course, not to think much of this thing. I mean, if they come, the thought come, go, don't stay.
Yeah.
We should just ignore the mind. Mind is whimsical sometimes and stubborn.
Yeah.
So, but don't give too much importance. Just ignore
Yeah.
it. Just ignore it. This is not you. What the mind come with the material desire in the mind, this is not you. Your real desire is to love Sir Krishna because you're spirit soul. You are part of Krishna. That's what is natural for you.
Yeah.
There's artificial things that come to the mind. And because of bad habits from the past,
Yeah.
thinking this way, that way. So we should, tolerate this thing that ups and downs may come in the spiritual life. We should tolerate and keep chanting the holy name of Krishna, trying to avoid offenses, keep association devotee, be patient, be tolerant. Then things will come gradually, no doubt. The process will work, no doubt. But we want things immediate. That's our problem.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work like that,
Yeah.
Even Prabhupada said, after chanting Mahamantra for 15 years, you may get a little perfection from the chanting. You may perfect your chanting. So take your time.
Thank you, Maharaj.
And be patient and pray to Krishna for help, Krishna is very kind, merciful. So
yeah. Sure. Thank you.
All right. If there are no more questions or comment, we can end the class here now. And thank you for attending the class, all of you. I'm very happy that we are doing this program in the evening because I see more devotees can participate in the class. But it was my idea to change it to the evening, Bhagavatam. It's bona fide because Prabhupada himself, I told you, was giving Bhagavatam class in the evening in South America. So it is bona fide.
Yes.
All right. So tomorrow we continue another verse from the Bhagavatam, and then Thursday, because Wednesday I'm going to Tucson to give a class there, and then six in the evening.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.